ready for another lesson?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Back Row Banter, your favorite casual movie talk podcast. I'm your host, Adam Schwartz. On today's episode, we have some delays and new project announcements in the news today. We do have trailer talk, finally. It's been a while. And our new streaming's a little late this week. We'll get to what we're watching, and then our main review for the episode, Kill Bill Volume 2. But before we get into any of that, I'm joined today by none other than the Nizza, Nathaniel Gingrich. How you doing, Nathaniel?
What up, everybody? I'm back again.
What's going on, bro?
Just like I am every week. Hey, guys. How you been?
I would just be completely destroyed if you were not in an episode, Nathaniel.
Oh, God.
This isn't
Thanks.
Back Row Banter. It's not the same, man.
Yeah, we'll see. One of us is gonna have to miss one at some point.
I know, that's what I was just thinking about. Like, there's gonna be like, I wonder if we're
One
always
day.
just gonna like work around it, or if we're just gonna deal with it one time.
I'm sure
It's
that'll.
almost inevitable, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure
it's
sometime down the road.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also joining us today, The Work, El Trabajo 87,
What's good?
Tyler Vidalis. How you doing, buddy?
Good, man. How are you?
Doing good.
Busy?
Classes. Yeah, busy.
Yeah.
Just been grinding. Trying to get a good start to the semester and carry that trend all the way through.
I hear you,
But
bro.
that's
Start
easier
well,
said than
finish
done.
well.
Yeah, exactly. And also joining us today is Mr. Water Coolers, Lil Wayne fan himself.
Yes, sir.
Holder.
What's going on, guys?
What
much, dude?
is happening?
How's your week?
Pretty good, man. Just worked. Got to a few movies. Got to see some of my friends on Saturday for my birthday, so that was cool. Obviously, be around some people.
Happy birthday, man.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
How old is it? How old is this one?
26, man.
26.
26. Pushing 30. That's what I was
Don't
told all
get me
weekend.
started on 30.
Yeah. But yeah, it was cool though. Got to see some friends. Ended up eating some.
That's
food
always good, man.
with my
Yeah, that's always
parents,
good.
So can't complain, man.
For sure. For sure. Well, I mean, we might as well just get right into it. We got a jam-packed episode this week, guys. But I'm excited. Are you excited, Nathaniel?
I'm always excited. So I'm trying to bring up the Entropy list. What's your Letterboxd handle?
I believe it's just Aish.
Is it AYI?
It might be It might be Aish24 because
There
it's
you are.
attached to my Twitter.
I'm pretty sure
technically,
I
so-
follow you, so you're just
One
on my
should
friends
work.
list. But
Yeah, I couldn't.
Yeah, I mean,
Sure.
most co-hosts would follow their other co-hosts on Letterboxd.
I do follow you. That's
Uh-huh,
the thing.
uh-huh,
I
uh-huh.
just don't know where to. I didn't know where to go to find the people I follow. I feel like such
It
an
is a
old man right
confusing
now.
app, though.
Like
Yeah.
Letterboxd, work on your UI, bro. Just trying to find my boy.
Blame the UI, of course.
trying to
All right.
find my
Well, the entropy list will come later. So in the meantime, let's get to the news. We got a whole slew of delays. Coming
Boo.
Yeah.
not surprised.
Boo.
Great use of the sound effect there.
Thank you.
James Bond: No Time to Die was the first of these movies delayed. It was originally set to open April 2nd, and now it is going all
Of
the way back to October 8th.
2018.
So it's what a 6-month delay.
Yeah, I mean, but this is like the fourth time this has gotten delayed,
Yeah.
right?
Third or fourth.
Right.
Yeah, this was originally set to release in, I believe it was April or March of last year of 2020.
Yeah, it was early 2020.
2020.
It was
Yeah, it
I
was
was
early.
going to ask you guys,
Beginning of
are you
COVID.
guys upset about that delay or?
Its original April 2020 release date. It was
Yes.
pushed back to
Meh.
November 2020.
The reason I'm upset is because I'm just upset all movies are being delayed because I'm dying without movies, without
For
new
sure.
movies right now, and just movie theaters. It's making me real sad at the moment, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
It's very sad, but just gotta roll with it, Nathaniel. Don't
I
get
know.
too sad, buddy.
I know.
And we'll get back to it sooner or later.
That's true.
Also in the delay slate here is Ghostbusters Afterlife, the new Ghostbusters series that they got going. I don't know. I don't remember if this is
I
supposed to be a
believe it's
series.
going to be a direct sequel to the
reboot
first
or
film.
a
Yeah.
sequel. Yeah, something like that. But it's got pushed back from June 11th to November 11th. And then in addition to that, Sony has delayed Uncharted out of 2021 entirely, so it's pushing it back to a February 2022 release date.
Okay.
And there was another one here that I thought got delayed. Another news story. A Quiet Place Part 2. That's what it was. Quiet Place Part 2 is getting pushed back even further into 2020. So
2021, you mean?
2021.
Sorry, 2021. Yeah, my bad.
2021.
The original release date was September 4th, 2020, and then April 23rd, 2021, and now September 17th, 2021. So
my god!
Yeah, that's a long time from now, man.
Yeah, I mean, this was supposed to come out. It's going to come out a year after it was supposed to.
Yeah. Have you guys seen it might not be an actual trailer. It might be like a teaser trailer of that Quiet Place 2. Have you guys seen that yet before? It came out a few months back.
Yeah.
So,
no, I'm very excited. I absolutely love the first one. I have it on DVD, even on 4K.
Yeah, I love that it's happening like right after.
I think it's great. Yeah. And you're right, Ty. I think it's supposed to be like picks up right where the other one left off almost. And it's really well directed. John Krasinski's back to write and direct for the second one again.
Gotta love him.
Yeah, he's great. I really liked what he's done after The Office. Yeah, I'm excited for this. Very excited. It's kind of sad it's getting delayed again, but
yeah, hell yeah, I'm with you, bro.
All the movies that I'm most upset, or of all the movies that got delayed, I'm probably most upset about this one.
Yeah, it's a bummer. I
The
don't
old
know. Yeah, it's just like the whole thing is just a bummer.
It sucks.
I wish I had a more incendiary take other than just like I really miss movies and I want them to come out.
Yeah.
And please let me go back to the movie theater world. Whatever you got to do. Stay home. Get vaccinated. Do what you got to do. Let this man go to a movie theater.
Yeah. The interesting about this one is, I don't know. Did you guys see A Quiet Place in theaters?
Yeah.
Yes.
I did. I saw it release day.
So we all saw it in theaters. That was like a really great movie going experience in the sense that like the whole theater was just so scared to make a noise. I don't know about you guys. That is something I heard about almost universally is the theater going experience for A Quiet Place 1.
Yeah, like
insane.
you feel like if you make a noise, you're gonna
you're
gonna attract them. It's really cool. It's really well done.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying with this one is hopefully we'll be able to watch it in theaters again because I'd really love to be able to go back and have that kind of same atmosphere. That's one of the biggest problems for the Quiet Place Part 2 right now is the straight to on demand might not be the best.
Yeah, it needs a good stage.
Yeah, and that's something we brought up on pod earlier. It might have even been off pod, but I know me and Tyler talked about it where I said I had a hard time rewatching the first one just because I wasn't in a theater setting.
I think that was an early episode that we were talking about.
It was pretty early on. But
because my sister came over, Sam. And,
that's right.
We watched it with Sam and Carolia.
That's right.
So yeah, I'm curious how that's gonna play out or how I'm gonna have any slight or judgments to it because I'm gonna be watching from home. Most likely, who knows, right? But yeah, it's tough. That's a movie I want to see in theaters though, for sure.
I mean, like Godzilla.
It's out to September, and you know, hopefully people are going to get more and more vaccinated, and hopefully by September, I think that's, you know, hopefully theaters are open. You never really know, but I think that's a good time frame to think that they could be reopened or at least partially in some ways. So
yeah. Speaking of reopenings, I mean, did you guys see? Obviously, you're down there in Missouri at school, but Tyler and Nathaniel, did you guys see that they opened? There's a Marcus Theater in Elgin. Did you guys see that they reopened that?
No, I did not.
Yeah, no, I didn't hear that either.
I was gonna send you guys that link. My buddy, ironically, his name's Tyler as well. Shout out Tyler. He's saying that. So yeah, I'm gonna see if I can pass it along to you guys. But I thought they reopened once they were able. What was that this past weekend when they did the inside dining, like the partial inside dining reopened? Yeah. So I'll double check into that, but that could be something to.
I'm down.
Maybe we could try to tag along to, or you know what I mean.
Take my money.
Just kind of catch a film.
I'll bring my hazmat suit and we'll just go.
You work every day.
I know. I know. I'm posturing for the podcast. I just want to appear cool.
Right.
All right. Let's move on here out of the delays. We got Warner Bros. Sets Wonka prequel for 2023 release.
Woo.
Is anyone excited for this? Did anyone ask for this?
Sure. I mean, why not? what else can we do with it? I think it's cool. Warner Bros. Typically, it depends what they put in with it, right? Anything can be good.
I'm not gonna dismiss this.
I think you're right. I don't think anyone was asking for this, but maybe someone's got a good idea for it. Who knows? But I hope so. We'll see.
So the original Willy Wonka is a book from Roald Dahl, and there's no prequel book. There's a sequel book, but there's no prequel book. And then there's 2 movies, both of them only taking place over the events of the first book, basically only adaptations of the first book, not the sequel. So there's the original, 1971 film with Gene Wilder, and then there's the 2005 one with Johnny Depp, directed by Tim Burton. Those are the 2 movie adaptations. So there's no precedent for what this prequel is going to be about. So I'm intrigued to see what they'll do with it, but I guess we'll see. I don't know. Like I said, no one was really I don't think anyone was clamoring for a prequel to this.
Just woke up one day and was like, man, I wish there was a new Wonka movie coming out.
Yeah. I don't even think I'd really care. I might come across to watch it eventually, but yeah, I'm not jumping up and down for that one.
Yeah, there's got to be a lot of things that make the right storm for me to want to watch that.
For sure.
Yeah. Maybe I'll check it out. March 17th, 2023 is the release date set as of now. Nathaniel, any thoughts on this?
No, sorry. I'm just trying to keep the computer awake. I'm messing with settings on the computer while we're doing this. We're still figuring it out. Anything can be good, right? Like just basically what I said earlier. Anything could be good. It all depends on who they're putting in with it. You're right. I think it will be interesting that we don't really have a backstory or any sort of prequel. We're in fresh ground. But sure, why not?
Yeah. We will see. All right, moving on here. Another prequel series in development here from HBO. Game of Thrones, another Game of Thrones prequel. There are now 2 in development at HBO. So it's going to be titled Tales of Dunk and Egg. So this is going to follow Sir Duncan the Tall and young Aegon Targaryen. So Dunk and Aegon is Egg. These are basically following little novelettes or little side stories that George R.R. Martin released when I'm trying to see. I don't remember when he released these, but yeah. So these are just basically going to be another adaptation of his novels.
I feel like those characters are referenced in the series, though, right? Isn't
Aegon Targaryen is for sure?
Yeah.
And I don't know about Sir Duncan the Tall. Perhaps I would have.
Okay. I feel like the old blind guy at Night's Watch or the Castle Black. I feel like.
Isn't that Aegon Targaryen? Oh, so that would be the young version of him. No, hang on. I'm pretty sure that because he's a Targaryen. I know who you're talking about.
What's up?
Yeah. Would you guys slander me if I did not watch Game of Thrones?
No,
not really.
Oh. Okay.
If it had ended better, yes, but now no one cares.
Okay. Yeah, I do remember that. Was that when did that end? 2019?
Yeah,
I think so.
I believe, which sounds like a decade ago in quarantine time. But I do think I remember all the buzz behind that. Because how many seasons did they get through?
10.
10, yeah, 9 or 10.
Oh wow.
You guys must excuse me. I was thinking of Master Aemon, not what's it? Aegon. Sorry.
But I think his brother is Aegon.
Yes. Yeah. They're all Targaryens.
Someone's related to someone, and someone's banging their sister, and at some point they all come into one. So
and that's Game of Thrones, Blake. Yeah. You don't need to know anything else. That's it.
I've got the whole plot then.
Yep. You just saved yourself like 74 hours of watching it. This story is 90 years before the events of Game of Thrones. Whereas the other prequel is 300 years before.
And Tyler, what is that in Spanish for us?
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Yeah,
more Game of Thrones.
We'll see. I'll watch the first episode. This is where I'm at on Game of Thrones at this point. I will watch the first episode, and if I feel like it's worth my time, I will continue watching. But if I don't, then I'm not. I'm not waiting around for this thing anymore. There's too much other good shit out there, you know? Says the guy that like 5 minutes ago was complaining that there wasn't any new shit out, but whatever.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. I'll certainly give it a shot just because Game of Thrones is my favorite TV show of all time. Like,
is it really?
Shot. Yeah, I love that show so much.
Okay. I mean, I respect it. I respect it as a choice. I imagine it's very formative for you.
Yeah, but is it just like
I don't think it'll be his favorite show of all time 30 years from now.
No, but I mean, like, I could pick out 3 episodes that beat the entire Game of Thrones series from The Mandalorian.
Ooh, wow. That is a tall.
That is a hot take. Wow.
And,
Changed my mind.
Back to an early episode of Hot Takes.
Yeah. Save that one for Hot Takes Part 2, man.
We had the TV show episode, but I mean, if we're just throwing out best shows ever, I mean, I'm sure you guys are throwing Breaking Bad in there somewhere, right?
You know, I haven't finished it.
I also haven't finished. I have 5 episodes left in the entire series. And
How do you get that close and not finish?
Yeah, that's impressive.
I'll explain. There's a perfectly good explanation for what happened here. All right, this was a show, Breaking Bad, I watched with my roommate last year in college, and
fucking Noah.
Finishing the show. We were
That was fucking Noah.
What did you say?
Fucking Noah.
Noah, of course.
No, his name was Alex.
Noah.
It's fucking Noah.
And so we were on track to finish the series, and then we got sent home for COVID, and then I just never went and watched it.
That's a valid excuse in today's times.
We were
everything on COVID.
I know, we were just about to finish it. We had 5 episodes left. We were like, all right, we're gonna grind these out the rest of the week, and then it was like that was like Sunday night, and then we got sent home Wednesday.
Yeah, it's not like
we woke up and the world was different.
Yeah. Oh man.
And here we are.
You haven't had any time since then.
0 time. I've just been crazy busy. Had no downtime whatsoever in the past 11 months.
Yeah,
it's great.
As everyone knows, we're in week 3 of COVID, so we'll see how this is going.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't have an excuse for not finishing it because I really should have gone back, and I probably still will. But that's just the reason why I didn't.
Fair enough.
Sure.
All right. Well, our last news story for the day: Harry Potter live-action TV series in early development at HBO Max.
This is
all technically speculation. Even says in the story that HBO has said there's not a series in development.
Okay,
but I mean, these things get started. They recently announced that some guy was taking over as like the creative director of Harry Potter, basically deciding what they're going to do with the franchise, kind of like a Feige or sure. for Harry Potter. Let me see if I can find that guy's name.
I think it's John Watson.
Is that an actual guess, or are you just?
I mean, it's as good a guess as any, considering I have no idea.
All right, cool. I'm trying to find. I saw it on Twitter. I don't know if I'll be able to find it. So, but yeah. So they obviously they've got some plans.
John Watson was right.
Sure. Yeah. They've got some things brewing, I'm sure, with the Harry Potter franchise.
Yeah, it's too big of a franchise now too.
It's just a huge IP. They can't really just let that die, and I'd be interested to see what they do with it.
Yeah, I'm a big Potter fan for the most part. I think there's other genres out there that are a little bit better, but I still like Harry Potter.
It's good.
It's really good.
It's a big favorite of mine.
The books are insanely good.
I love them all. Books, movies, both. They're all good in my book. Just like you, listener. Yes, you. You're in my book.
And you're good.
And you're good.
You're real good.
All right, that's it for the news. I'm still trying to find who this person is.
We're breaking the fourth wall here. What up, folks?
Oh.
Is there a fourth wall in podcasting when you're already talking directly to people sometimes?
I really don't think so.
Is that the fifth wall? Have we broken the fifth wall now?
Sure.
I guess. Maybe if you say like someone's name. Like, hey, Justin, I know you're listening. Stop.
But we don't know which Justin that could be. That could be any Justin.
Vidalis.
Oh, man, I like the mystery.
Nah. Call him out.
Margaret.
Stop.
I hope there's a Margaret listening.
Turn to the person to your left and tell them about this podcast. Thank you.
And if they're not on the left, turn to the person on the right. They'll work too. Just really any person. If you could just tell someone about us, please.
Doesn't matter who they are.
Yeah. Please, Margaret.
All right, well, that's it for the news. Let's get into trailer talk.
Trailer talk.
Oh my God.
Is back.
Godzilla versus Kong. Man, trailer talk is back with a bang, boys. I am very excited for this.
Blake, have you
dude.
settled down as the resident Godzilla
I'm
enthusiast?
I've been long awaiting this movie for some time. I know we talked about like the brief teaser. Was that last week, I believe?
Yeah.
The
Yes,
first
sir.
is coming out Sunday. Yeah, dude, I'm sold. I was excited for King of the Monsters before that came out. I'm excited for this comes out. And I'm even more excited now because I told you guys that there's a local theater out by us that's open.
Yeah.
So barring things don't change, I mean, we probably have a legitimate chance of seeing this in a theater.
Which would be
So
utterly fantastic.
right.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Now
I'm sold.
I just need it to be a Dolby Atmos theater.
true.
Man.
I agree.
If it's not,
Now I was having a think earlier today, fellas,
a
Okay.
light bulb.
as I've been known to do at a time. I think
Thought
yeah,
came
a thought, a
across your
thunking.
desk.
I thunk it
think
for a
is-
bit.
This
Yes.
just in, Nathaniel Gingrich thinks.
And I was thinking, what can we do when we have trailer talk? Because it comes by so rarely now. So how could we mark this occasion? How could we make this better? And I was thinking, maybe we could come up with a thing when we do trailer talk. Or maybe some movies, not all. We'll decide on some of the movies, but we each have to come up with a crazy theory. And then each one of us gets a crazy theory to us, and then when we go and see the movie, whoever gets the closest to it gets some sort of prize, or whoever's theory is closest to the real
Fuck
thing
yeah.
gets some sort of prize.
Okay.
Or the three losers have to do something crazy or something like that. I don't know.
right.
We can figure out the
come up with that.
logistics later.
Yeah,
we
but I
have
was-
2 months
I
until
was
Kong
thi-
comes out.
I was thinking, so since we've all seen the trailer now, what would be a crazy theory that you would have?
Honestly, I said last week that there's a chance that Kong wins this thing, and
And that's it.
trailer kind of looks like it.
You're thinking you're pulling for Kong.
He
early.
brings that
But, like,
big
I'm talking,
fucking
like-
Thor
I'm
hammer
talking
down.
so like
that was dope.
So for my
That was-
theory on that, so see that hammer, I think that I've seen some speculation.
It's like an ancient hammer.
Well, no, I think it's one of Godzilla's spikes.
Oh,
I think it's a
It's like an
Godzilla
axe.
family member. Yeah, like because they were talking about how there was a war, and
yeah.
I think
there's like
Kong's,
spaceships and shit in the
well,
background.
I think Kong's family went up against the
yeah,
Zillas.
because
and
you can
he-
see him put his little handprint on
Yeah,
there.
and I think he grabbed one of those
Finds his
those
tools.
spikes. Yeah, and I think that's what that is, and that's why when it's blue, it's because Godzilla hit it, and that's why he can block
Absorb
with
it.
Yeah.
Fuck
Do you guys
yeah.
think
That's interesting. I
you
didn't
really
think that.
you guys actually think that one of them is going to beat the other?
No.
No,
No, we can't
my
have that.
theory now, from looking at that trailer, I think there's some type of play on like a Mecha Godzilla type thing with
Do you
Godzilla
think?
being the villain.
Yeah.
There's
I
gotta
feel like
be,
there's got to
man.
be, yeah, because like they're like, I feel like obviously they're controlling Godzilla somehow,
Yeah.
and so they have to come up with some kind of like contingency plan to
Well, wasn't the
in
last
case that
one-
goes back.
Wasn't the last one, the actual plot of the last one was that they were like working with some like sound device that would like
Yeah, it was
attract them?
Monarch.
Yeah.
Yeah, Monarch had
So-
that. I
so-
don't know, some sonar type.
Yeah,
thing,
so I was
right?
thinking maybe they were just like using that to piss him off or something like that. Like
They could.
I guess that's
That's
just
true.
the same plot again.
If I
isn't
remember
it?
correctly, in King of the Monsters, did that work in controlling him though, or I thought it was
No, I think you're right. I can't remember.
right. I thought that was way more controlling of like Ghidorah.
I'd love it to be babies.
Rodan.
I'd love it if there was
There were
just a
eggs.
bunch of eggs
Yeah.
somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
in the
not
middle
sure,
of
but yeah,
Manhattan.
there's got to be something because it was really crazy to
What'd you
see
say?
like
I sound like in the
they were
middle
like,
of Manhattan.
Godzilla's-
Sorry.
I'm sorry, what
Blake.
was that? Tyler?
I was finishing Nathaniel's joke and he didn't hear me.
Tyler
so
was
continue.
Tyler was finishing with the plot of Godzilla 1998.
No. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Just from the trailer looking at it and one of them go like, hey, like Godzilla's like destroying like civilians or destroying cities like for no reason. They didn't really know why. So yeah, there's got to be some type of play on it. But
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That shit looks dope, dude. I'm cool. The color palette looks cool. There was like a neon city.
Dude, I immediately wanted to watch Pacific Rim.
Yeah, for sure.
100%.
For sure, bro. For sure.
Big monsters fighting big robots, doing big shit. And the colors are all great.
Big shit.
And it was cool to see some of those fights like in the fucking daytime, like where you can actually see them. You know
that boat scene looks cool.
Yeah, for sure.
That was very Evangelion for me when
it was. I had the same reaction.
Yeah.
I was
That's
like,
how Pacific Rim feels, dude.
Yeah, no, but I mean specifically them jumping across the aircraft carriers,
Yeah.
because that's like lifted almost directly from a scene in that film or that show. Yeah, I'm excited. I don't know. I don't buy the size. I think they've resized both of these monsters since the films.
Yeah, I feel like they've definitely had to shrink Godzilla.
I think
beef him up.
I think
his arms even
Godzilla
look a little bit longer.
Which, I mean, possibly not the real Godzilla. Maybe it's a baby. Maybe it's a baby Godzilla.
Because he was laying.
I've done like four theories now. So like,
here's my wild theory. This Godzilla has kidnapped the other Godzilla, is holding him hostage somewhere, and it's going to be a heist movie. Kong has to go break him out.
All right, so Kong is going to rescue original Godzilla.
The OG Godzilla, right. And they're going to defeat the fraud Godzilla.
Big G.
Yes.
Okay.
You might be close.
I mean, swap out that they're doing that they're.
Go ahead,
Tyler.
Well, because I'm sitting here thinking like after that, like, what if? Because I don't remember Godzilla being this like red, and this Godzilla seems a little red.
Yeah.
And so like now I'm thinking like maybe the real Godzilla is being like held captive in like that radiation center of the earth place where he was.
And you think,
and then this Godzilla is Mecha Godzilla, and when he hits him with the hammer, all his skin burns off, and then he's just a fucking giant robot.
What? Okay. I mean,
how crazy would that be?
I wasn't thinking that deep, but I was with Tyler for sure. I think that Godzilla that you see in the trailer, for the most part, I think that's like some sort of like human-made or generated. You know what I mean?
I've got Kong at some point ripping the one of the or getting one of those spikes off Godzilla's back and making that hammer. Or that axe.
Yeah.
Stormbreaker.
Legitimately. Adam's got Kong and Godzilla breaking out Captive Kong.
Yeah.
No, Kong breaking out Captive Kong. Captive Godzilla.
Basically defeating fraud Godzilla and rescuing real Godzilla, and then Kong rides Godzilla, of course.
Tyler's got fake Godzilla being Mecha Godzilla.
Mecha Godzilla.
All right, Blake. What did you have?
I'm with that as well. I think that
you're gonna ride with Tyler, making a strong case for the rules early on. Are we allowing double bets in the back row banter?
Yeah, if you think somebody like, because there's a good chance that we could have the same idea.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
All right,
I think that's some type of
we can
plan on a Mecha Godzilla. Yeah.
All right. But yeah, we'll hash out the rules for that later. But I was thinking that might be fun for trailer talk.
Wild secondary theory here coming in from Adam Schwartz. Godzilla turns into a grizzly bear, and we have giant version of grizzly bear versus silverback gorilla.
Unreal.
It could be weird. But I'm not mad at it. What else was I thinking about? Oh, I was thinking like, wouldn't it be great if we had a movie that was like set in one of those conference rooms where they always are in these in Godzilla movies, the command centers, and like the entire movie was set in like that command center until in like the last 5 minutes, they're like Godzilla's like getting in and he's getting closer, and then they're like, all right, turn it on. And then like the command center starts rising up out of the ground, and they've been in Mecha Godzilla the entire time.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then the last and like the last 10 minutes is just like the camera point never changes, so it's just entirely always just mounted in the back of the Mecha Godzilla head, and just the entire film happens in time inside that room. I think we can make it work. I think this is Back Row
Big
features.
Yeah, we're
First film.
going super big brain here. Let me ask you guys this then. I mean, how many fights do you think they engage in? Let's take an over under on that.
Do you think there's initial scuffle?
Right.
Initial
So
scuffle,
obviously,
I
the
think the
water
boat scene
joint is one.
is definitely initial scuffle.
Yeah, for sure.
That's gotta be it, because that's them probably transporting Kong off the island.
Yeah,
and then
that's what they're implying for sure. And then
Yeah.
obviously climactic scuffle, climactic big battle.
Yep.
So
I
minimally
think
two.
climactic must be the city scene.
I'm gonna go.
I think there could be 3. I think there's gonna be 3 total.
Yeah,
That's my
are
guess.
we all predicting a third monster? Are we going with a?
Yeah,
with a-
100%.
I can definitely see that happen.
Has to be.
I mean,
right?
there are other monsters featured in the trailer. There's the scene where Kong is swinging around one bird,
like those
hitting it into
Oh
another.
yeah, I kind of
they
figured
are,
that
like
was
the snake
past.
bird.
But
Yeah,
maybe
I think.
you're right.
Well, yeah, because I don't know, because he puts his hand on that bloody
Yeah,
handprint, which
true.
could be him. Like maybe they get transported like some kind of fucking
Oh, you
Well,
think-
again,
like,
that
center of the
him
earth
swinging the bird
battle
stuff could
scene.
be. Him swinging the birds could be at the beginning when he's still on the island.
yeah, I
Who
think
True.
I don't know. So yeah, so the push is 2 over under 2. Do you think you're
Over.
going for
I
3?
think there's over.
Yeah, you got to go over 2. You got to go.
I think
over
there's over 2 conflicts between Kong and Godzilla.
Okay.
Yeah.
So everyone's going
Another big brain here. We're going Godzilla deep, bro. So
trailer talk. It's just because
obviously,
we haven't gotten to
Tyler-
do trailer
Tyler
talk.
likes, Kong over Godzilla. So obviously we all kind of watch.
If it's
sports, we know
real
back and
Godzilla,
forth.
it's Godzilla who's winning that fight. If it's a Mecha Godzilla, though, I think Khan's gonna put up a real good.
How would you like Kong's odds if he had to fight King Ghidorah?
By himself?
Yes,
Whew.
Yeah, I
Which
mean,
one's
I
King
don't.
Ghidorah?
the 3-headed dragon
King Ghidorah.
from King of the Monsters.
I haven't seen King of the Monsters, if I'm being honest.
Oh,
I plan on watching both.
You got to
of
go
them
on my
before.
Vudu and watch that tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely want to watch both of those before Godzilla comes in.
Yes, I think we should do those on pod. I think I mentioned that last week.
That's cool.
I'm
down
down.
for
Yeah.
that.
Because that's
Well,
February.
we'll have to do Godzilla, Skull Island, and King of the Monsters.
Oh, we could.
That would be all. That'd
Yeah,
be
we-
4 in a row, or 3. Yeah, 4 if you include the new Godzilla.
It'd be a
Yeah, maybe
whole-
we do
whole
Godzilla
month.
as a double feature episode or something.
That's true.
Or you could-
We'll figure that out.
Yeah, do the
What,
first
Yeah,
two.
what do you think, Nathaniel? Then just real quick on that. I mean, I know you're on board for Godzilla beating Kong. Do you think Kong has odds on King Ghidorah?
No, Kong's fucked if he goes against Ghidorah.
By himself for sure.
Ghidorah picks his ass up, takes him 50,000 feet in the air, and just drops him on the ground,
Plummets,
and
yeah.
then chicken goose lightning towards him.
Which to Tyler's point though, Godzilla did survive that fall.
100%.
So Godzilla survived. Ghidorah took him. He flew him like outer space and fucking dropped him
Yeah.
Yeah, but
to the Boston Red Sox stadium,
I
and he
think
survived.
I don't think Kong's taking that, man.
Yeah.
Clearly, they've had to give Kong the ability to use tools.
Yeah, which I think Tyler said as well.
Yeah, Tyler
Dude,
predicted that.
I'm telling
yeah.
you, bro.
That
Like
whole
you
thing
guys,
is because
you guys were
going in as a
not
gorilla
taking
thing.
into the factor of how smart he is and that they use tools
Well,
and shit
clearly
like
they're
that.
making Kong the smarter one, right?
Yeah.
He's going to be able to
Oh, yeah,
communicate with that little girl who is
100%.
clearly going to never speak until the final moment.
just-
Until
Yeah,
Kong,
yeah,
Kong is on his last breath, and
Yeah.
then she'll say a word,
and then he's gonna go into like overdrive.
yeah. That's I mean that's just a standard plot point at this
100%.
point.
I feel like we just spoiled the movie for everybody. Like I don't
Well.
even need to go watch this anymore. It's already good enough.
Yeah.
All right, is that all? Are we good on Kong Godzilla talk?
I think
Yes.
so.
Yeah.
Kong talk.
That's it, man. I'm sold.
Talk.
Talking with Con.
Yeah,
Dope trailer.
very excited.
What was that, Con?
All right.
Yes, thank you.
New to streaming. Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, all decided they don't care about you or your feelings, and they're not releasing anything worthwhile this week.
Wow. I mean, have we already talked about this? How it's just arbitrary that Adam picks what is worthwhile?
Oh yeah, no, it's completely it's completely subjective. There's nothing saying that these are like your must watches. These are just what I see that I think are worth checking out. I put the links in there for you people to go and pick out your own ones.
I guess that's true.
So if you guys ever wanted to go and do that, you could, but you guys don't. So HBO Max has got Euphoria special episode part 2. So this is the second episode of the 2 like standalone episodes that they're releasing in between season 1 and 2. So the first one was on Rue. This one will be on Jules. Have not watched this yet, even though it came out. I believe it already came out over the weekend. On HBO Max, but I'm excited to watch this. Nathaniel, what are you gonna check? Did you ever check out the first one, Nathaniel?
No, and I genuinely may never watch any more of that show.
You know what? That's fair. That's totally fine.
I think it's good, it's well done, but there's just something about it that's like almost too nihilistic for me at this point in my life. Like, where I just I don't know. I think it's well written. I really like a lot of the characters too. But yeah, I think I might be out on it at the moment. At this time, who knows? Maybe 3 weeks from now I'll feel different. I'll go watch it. But for right now,
understandable. And they also announced, this is a side note, that they are trying to get season 2 out by the end of the year. Okay. They're going to try to start production up, I think by March, they said, and then try to get the season out by the end of the year. So we'll see on that. Babylon 5 also coming to HBO Max, and then The Mummy Returns, and The Scorpion King all coming to HBO Max.
Hilarious.
Mummy.
Ones I have seen as like a kid.
Classic.
And I had like nightmares about those bugs that crawled under that guy's skin.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And, oh yeah, freaked me the fuck out. Crazy. Disney Plus says WandaVision episode 4,
which we have not caught up on yet.
I haven't seen episode 3, but I watched episodes 1 and 2.
We're bad.
So it's good. At least I haven't seen episode 3, but I heard good things about it. I think I said last week how I've been enjoying where it's going. So
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been slacking. Our bad.
Well, if you haven't been watching WandaVision, Nathaniel and Ty, what have you guys been watching?
Ooh, an excellent segue, sir.
Wow, I know.
I want to say, hold on, I gotta get it right. There we go.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Wow.
Ty, you go first because I'm gonna be part of your list anyways.
Yeah, but I feel like you should go first because your list is longer, and I'm just gonna be part of your list.
Okay, fine. So we're making up for last week because we didn't do what we're watching, and last week was the week coming in when I had time off work, so I watched many things
all the time.
Many things. Starting off, Nausicaa in the Valley of Wind.
Nice.
First Hayao Miyazaki film for me in a while.
What'd you think?
Great. It was really fun.
Good.
Yeah, enjoyed it. I don't know if fun's the right word, but it was really good.
Yeah.
I also I watched the documentary about him on HBO Max, that
Nice.
Never Ending Man. Yeah.
Never Ending.
Yeah, he's kind of an asshole. It's very funny.
Oh.
Yeah. I had this image of him as like this like kindly grandpa kind of guy.
Yeah.
But he is very particular and like very demanding for sure. It's the movie is almost entirely about him retiring. He's post-retirement, but he gets an idea to do a short, and he wants to see if he can use CGI. But the team that he brings in is just not like this. Their CGI style is just so different from his hand-drawn animation style that like I think he basically is just like, we're gonna do it hand-drawn, and the film ends on that kind of note. It's really strange.
Interesting.
But yeah, it was fascinating. Nausicaa though, really cool. One of the reasons that I watched it was that there's a certain portion of it that Anno, the director and creator of Evangelion, that was his first feature where he was working as an animator and where he met Miyazaki and kind of started their relationship. So yeah, it was really, really interesting. But yeah, fun. Awesome. I'll definitely be checking out more of it. Yep.
I really want to get to all of the Miyazaki films and eventually that documentary. The only one I've seen is Spirited Away.
Yeah, they're all on HBO Max, so
Yeah, I know. I know. I have no
check them out.
excuses once
Yeah,
again.
I know, me either. But yeah, I'll be dropping some of those in. I think as I go. Then I watched Guns Akimbo with Daniel Radcliffe.
okay.
Where he wakes up with guns bolted onto his hands.
Hilarious.
Fun movie. Definitely for like just chilling, want to throw something on there. Enjoyed it. I watched a movie called Comic Book Confidential, which was a documentary about comic books. It was actually from the 80s, so it's kind of interesting to see like where they thought comic books were then, and kind of obviously the post kind of superhero boom now. Really interesting to see kind of like what people were doing and back then, and kind of like also charting the history of comic books. So that was cool. That was on the Criterion Collection. I watched that. What else did I watch? I watched a movie called Climax. That was on Amazon Prime. That's a indie movie from a French director called Gaspard Noé. That came out in 2018. I want to say it was filmed in 2019. It's about a group of dancers that is on the last night before they go on tour in America. Someone spikes their punch with LSD, and then it becomes like this like lock-in horror film almost as people go crazy on the LSD. But it's all a lot of it's also based around dance too. It's really, really interesting. But yeah, check that one out for sure. Caught the movie Vice with Christian Bale playing Dick Cheney. Hadn't seen that yet.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, I thought it was really interesting. Definitely, it is told from one side, 100%.
Sure.
But it was definitely an interesting insight into that time for sure. Bale's really, really good with it. He's really, really good in anything. But
Yeah, he's great.
Then one that Tyler and I watched is called Redline. Maybe Tyler, you want to explain that a little bit?
Yeah, it's just like it's basically like a universal racing federation that kind of takes place beyond like multiple galaxies and planets, and essentially what happens is they go through like it's called the yellow line, which proceeds up to the red line race. The red line's like the championship race, and you got to qualify for it and everything like that, but they end up running red line on a planet that does not want it, called Robot World. And shit hits the fan.
Yeah, it's like Death Race.
Me?
Yes, yeah, it's an anime.
Yeah.
It's like Death Race. Like anyone can die in it, and like your whole thing is like how you race and everything. That was really cool. Very, 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 very stylized, very fun. But Tyler's like, yeah, this is one of my favorite movies. I can't believe we haven't talked about this.
Yeah, and the only reason I didn't talk about it is because I could never find it on like anything ever. And then it popped up on HBO Max, and I kind of lost my shit.
Was it HBO Max or Amazon Prime?
I think it was HBO Max.
That might have been Prime. But either way.
Either way.
Yeah. So that was definitely one we did. Another one we did was Princess Bride. Classic. I don't know if you guys have seen that or not.
I have, yeah.
Blake, have you seen Princess Bride?
I do not believe so. Who's in that?
That is Robin Wright, Carrie Elways,
Andre the Giant.
Yeah, you would probably know.
I'm gonna check on IMDb. It's not ringing a bell.
I'm sure you've seen bits of it or something like that, or people have talked to you about it.
Right.
But yeah, that's a really good one. Classic. Most of our listeners will know what that one is.
Yep.
A Dave Schwartz favorite.
You know what? That
makes sense.
That doesn't shock me. Yeah. That's,
Yep.
Shrek. We watched Shrek.
We do watch Shrek.
Oh, I haven't seen
Yeah.
any of the Shreks in years.
Yeah,
and I kind of want to rewatch them.
Yeah, we were kind of scrolling through, and I said it one night, and then I guess I forgot I said it one night, and it was literally probably like a 2-day split, maybe if that. And then I was like, oh, Shrek, and you're like, both Nathaniel and Leah were like, it's the second time you've talked about it. Why don't we just watch it? And I was like, all right. So Shrek's always fun.
Shrek's a good one.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in a while. That's a funny movie though.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think 2's my favorite.
I was gonna say the second one's the best one.
I haven't seen 2 in a while.
I haven't seen any of them in a recent amount of time to make any kind of judgments.
Yeah, I'd have to rewatch 2.
I would have to rewatch
I love
all
Shrek.
of them. No.
Moving on, I also watched Suspiria, the 2016 version of it, I want to say. 2017 maybe. I own it. It's great. If you haven't watched it, go watch it, but it's not going to be for everyone.
Yeah.
Watch the trailer and decide if you're going to be into it. But great movie. I watched another movie called if you want a like summary, it's about a girl that goes to a ballet school in Germany that's may or may not be run by witches, and it's crazy.
You've told me about that one at the store before.
Yeah, it's really cool. I like it.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I watched a movie called Man Bites Dog. It's a Belgian faux documentary where this documentary crew goes and finds and like interviews a serial killer, and then and like go with him to, like on his crimes, and it becomes this like commentary on like what a documentary and like how truthful the truth is and everything. It's really cool. But yeah, that's on HBO Max. I want to say, actually, check that out if you want to. It is bloody though, so be wary of that.
What was real quick? What was Suspiria on? What did you find that on?
Oh, that's on Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime.
Yep.
Okay.
Boys, we've been watching more of The Boys.
We have been.
I watched Ghost in the Shell, the original, for the first time.
What'd you think about that?
Yeah, really liked it. Could
Good.
definitely tell it was like it could definitely tell it's part of a bigger story.
100%.
So it like the climax wasn't as climactic as I was expecting it to be.
Sure.
But it definitely was really, really cool. I may watch some of the TV series, because I'm kind of interested in the world.
Yeah.
But
Have you seen the live action one?
No.
Are you interested?
Yes.
Okay, because I have it.
The live action one is the one with Scarlett Johansson, right?
Which and I remember at the time everyone really criticizing
Hated
her
it.
for
people ripped that movie.
I fucking
but like
love it.
if you watch the movie, there is absolutely 0% reason why she wouldn't play
Correct.
that character, because it is established that character is a white woman.
Correct.
Huh.
Which like really broke my brain for a little bit, because the whole point is that she's not how she originally she's not how she originally looks. Like that's the entire like purpose behind it. So I don't know if people just got really upset because they just thought it was supposed to be that.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, that was
maybe it was just people looking for something to hate.
Yeah, just wild. But that was that, and then rounding off my week of stuff was Blown Away season 2.
Nice.
Which is our glass blowing show.
Yeah.
So that's it. If anyone wants to talk to me more about those movies sometimes,
just let us know.
Find out. Yeah, message me on Twitter. We'll talk.
Nathaniel and I have a mixer. We could just literally sit here and talk to you guys about stuff.
Or not. We'll charge for that. But we'll see. Anyways, what did you guys get up to? Tyler, is there anything on there that you watched that I didn't?
Friends, which you catch episodes every now and then.
Yeah.
Still going strong. Season 7. I think mid or late season 7. Leah and I watched a series called Night Stalker.
Oh, yeah. That's the
on Netflix
one, yeah.
Yeah. And it's about this serial killer in California in like the mid to late 80s. And it just goes through like his entire journey, and it's really, really cool.
Have I told my serial killer story on pod?
I don't think so.
All right, I'm not going to.
I don't believe so.
If you want to hear it, tell me about it. But I'll tell you guys about it, but we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really cool to kind of go through that, and I'm a really big. Leah and I are like very big, like crime people. Like I like
true crime.
Yeah, like I'm into all that shit. I could literally sit and watch like 48 hours, like literally all day.
Yeah.
For like 48 hours.
The man was dead on the floor.
Shia LaBeouf.
Actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
But yeah, that was a really good series. Definitely check that out if you're into any of that true crime shit. It's really fun.
Did you watch Don't Fuck with Cats?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a wild one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I remember when that original video came out and people go on and being shared. Yeah, I remember I had people in my circle who had seen that thing.
Interesting.
Yeah. Anyways, what did you guys watch / consume?
Yeah, I'll take it from here. I didn't get to too much. I did start a new TV show though.
Ooh.
That was kind of new for me.
TV.
So, let me actually pull up my notes app right now. So what
a rare watch for Blake.
Yeah, and actually it's kind of it's a Korean TV show. But it involves, it's kind of like a zombie type show. But the first episode like got me hooked like pretty quick.
Is it an anime?
No, it's not. It's not.
Huh.
I have to do more research on it. I believe it may be based off an anime.
Oh.
Could be, and they've adapted it to live action. I'm not entirely sure. Don't quote me. It's called Sweet Home.
Okay.
Interesting.
So yeah, so the premise of that is it's kind of some people, they're in this apartment complex. One of the characters just kind of notices a very strange gentleman, right, who's kind of entered the apartment complex. And then some weird things just kind of start happening. Then at the end of the episode, obviously they kind of realize like, okay, this might be some type of like outbreak. But the first episode, it got me
Where'd you
hooked.
find it?
Obviously, Netflix. So I actually got it from a friend of mine.
Oh, okay.
She actually told me about it. So yeah, it's good, man. Yeah, I like it. I think there's only one season though, but I just started it recently, so I'd have to go in and kind of dig in on it. But yeah, it's first episode, dude. It got me hooked.
You
All
gotta-
subtitles, of course.
You gotta check out that movie, The Wailing.
The Wailing.
Yeah.
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, I watched it and talked about it on Pod a little while ago, but it's a Korean horror film that sounds kind of similar to that too. But yeah, you
Okay.
should check that out too.
Okay,
But yeah, that
for
sounds
sure.
interesting, man.
Yeah,
I
dude,
mean,
That was
This
dope.
is like some Resident Evil kind of type shit.
Yeah. Did you just pull it up on your phone?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it's yeah, man, it's cool. I think you guys will get a kick out of it, man. The
I'm
first
kinda in.
episode will probably get you sold.
Is it dubbed or subbed?
It is subbed, so I had to. It's in full subtitles. I don't know if you can find it in dubbed. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if it's on any.
And where
other
are you streaming
platforms. That's
Netflix.
Netflix. man.
Netflix. Yeah, it
Netflix?
looks like it's. Yeah, it looks cool, man.
Yeah. So started that. Outside of that, got to 2 movies just kind of as I was watching some stuff. I got to Den of Thieves. So I watched
Oh
that.
yeah,
That's yeah. So I watched that.
that's
Not
a
bad,
silly movie.
you know. Yeah, not the greatest, but it's a pretty good bank heist.
There's like
movie.
3 UFC fighters in that movie that you can kind of like pick out at different points.
Oh
There's-
yeah, I mean there's that. There's 50 Cents in there.
yeah.
Ice Cube's son is in there. I think
Yeah.
O'Shea is his name. Yeah, it's a pretty funny cast. But yeah, so I ended up watching that. Watched the first 2. Let me say this correctly. The first 2 Fast and the Furious.
Nice.
So Fast and the
Ah.
Furious, and then 2 Fast, 2 Furious.
Sure.
We hungry.
Yeah. So yeah, the second one's always funny, man. That's got a lot of classic.
It's so
That is
good.
such a strange movie.
Where'd
Like,
y'all
this-
confiscate these rims from?
Yeah, no, the second one is classic, man. The ejecto Ceto cuz. That
Yo,
line
dude.
makes me laugh every time.
Tyrese kills that whole movie.
Yeah,
Slays,
it's such a
bro.
good movie.
That movie's so it's like kitsch almost. Like it's so earnest and it's so silly.
Yeah, for sure.
I love it.
So yeah, watched those 2, and then yesterday I started after the NFL playoffs ended, so it was already kind of late. But I
Ugh.
started Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and I ended up falling
Oh.
asleep, so I hate myself for it. But that's a long ass film, and it was like 2
It
hours
is.
and 40 minutes.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And yeah,
That's fair.
So I'll have to finish that and get back to you guys. But
How
I'm
far did
sold
you get
so
into
far.
it?
I'm sold so far. I'm probably an hour 10 in.
Okay.
So I'll have to get back to you guys, but yeah, it's it looks promising for sure.
Yeah.
I
it's
already like to play with Leo and Brad Pitt. They already
Yeah, they're great.
so good.
Yeah.
Together.
Yeah.
All right. Is that all you watch?
Yeah, man. That's all I got on this end. What you got, Adam?
I guess sort of long list here. I don't know. Attack on Titan. I finished season 2. I'm on to season 3.
Nice.
I believe 7
Ooh.
episodes in or so. Getting there, getting caught up almost. Loving it though. Finally getting to more of the overall plot. That because there's so many questions they leave unanswered, and they're finally starting to answer some. So that's been good. Neon Genesis is back.
I love that you've got right around for another viewing.
right back around. I have started showing it to some of my roommates in the house. So
Good.
And I bet it
there's
just
a
looks
bunch of
so
people
good
that
on
love
all
anime.
that.
Yeah, it's great. There's a bunch of people that love anime in the house, so
Good.
some of them haven't seen them or haven't seen it, and so I've been showing it to them. We've only watched about 4 or 5 episodes, so I'm not super
Okay.
far into it. But yeah, I wanted to go back right away almost once I finished it, just so I could reabsorb everything and pick up what I'm sure I missed, because it's just so chock full of stuff. I don't even know.
It
It's
is.
just everything about it is just jam packed. So yeah, got that on there. Masterclass. I think I mentioned once on the pod before how I got a subscription to Masterclass for like a year, and I think I watched it was Bob Woodward's Masterclass. But in the past month or two, I've been slowly chipping away at Gary Kasparov's Masterclass, the chess grandmaster, who has quite a few episodes on Masterclass. But I've also mentioned on the pod before how I've been getting back into chess a little bit, and playing pretty often in the house. So that's been fun to go back and learn some new stuff, because that game is just endless. So it's been good. Weathering with You, I watched twice in the past 2 weeks.
Wow.
I watched it. I
Jeez.
watched it last week when I got back here. I showed it to one of my buddies who's in anime, who loved Your Name, Will. I've mentioned it before. Showed it to him.
Noah, yeah.
We watched the sub because I had seen the dub with you, Nathaniel, and so I wanted to see the sub.
Sure.
He liked it. He had basically the same reaction I did, where he liked it, but thinks Your Name is way better. But he might have even liked it a little bit more than me. And then we went back a few days ago over the weekend. I think it was just Saturday. And we watched it again with my other buddy who's also in the anime, who's also on our Evangelion rewatch. And he really liked it as well. And he hasn't seen Your Name or Weathering with You.
Oh, okay.
So we showed him Weathering with You first. And he was really into it. And we sat down to watch Your Name. Even started it, but then he had to leave, so we're gonna postpone that viewing.
I gotcha.
But yeah, he was really excited because he was like, "You guys are telling me that movie isn't as good as this one we're about to watch," and I was like, "Yeah, man, get ready."
Fun. Yeah, both of those. We might have to do one of those on pod for sure.
Oh yeah, I've got them both on our
I'm
short
down.
list that I'm keeping now. But we'll get to those both those eventually, I'm sure. And then last two things, I watched WandaVision, which I've already talked about, and then Big Bang Theory, where I've just been watching some episodes, kind of at night to fall asleep too. So
Right.
I mentioned that show before. I love it. So I think that's it for what we're watching here, boys. Let's get into the main segment here. Nathaniel,
Yeah.
if a listener listening to this right now is confused about what they're about to listen to, why don't you explain our review segment here?
Yeah, so if you're listening right now and you're confused about what is about to happen, we are getting into the main segment of our podcast, which is basically when we do our review. So the way our review works is like this. I will introduce the movie. I'll tell you, a few things about the IMDb page, when it was made, who it was made by, and then we'll go and give you the IMDb summary, which sometimes is basically a sentence, sometimes it's a little bit more, but it's never really good. So then we'll talk a little bit more, and we'll give our first reactions or recommendations to the movie. So immediately we're going to ask each other, hey, what were your initial thoughts there? We won't go over any spoilers at this point, but we'll talk a little bit about what our initial thoughts were, and then we'll all go around the circle and say, hey, would you recommend this movie? It's got to be a yes or a no. And then moving on from there will be spoilers from there on out. So if you don't want to have anything else spoiled for you, get on out of here and meet back with us later on in the podcast. You'll see where it is.
To the description.
Yeah, check the description. You'll know when you can come back in. But we'll go over any big spoiler points and then kind of dive a little bit deeper into our thoughts about it, how we're feeling, everything along those lines. And then we'll welcome everybody back.
Come on
We'll
back.
see where it ranks on our Entropy list, which is our big old list of everything that we've watched on pod.
Big old list.
The old big old list. We got to make a way to make that spiel shorter or come up with like a script or something, because it's work doing it
That's on
every
you, man.
week. That is true.
Every time.
But yeah, what are we doing? What are we doing this week, Adam?
Well, listeners, you may have seen Kill Bill Volume 1 last week. Kill Bill Volume 2 is, of course, the sequel episode.
And
Here we are.
it's the title of this episode, which you're listening to
It is.
right now.
Yes,
So
you are.
Kill Bill Volume 2, yeah. It's Quentin Tarantino's 5th movie, or does he actually count this as part of the 4th one? I don't really know in his
I don't
official
know.
list, yeah. But yeah, came out 2004. Uma Thurman's back. David Carradine is back. If you've watched the first one, you know their characters. Don't really watch the second one without watching the first one. I mean, come on.
What the hell?
But basically, we are dumped back into the world of Kill Bill. Quentin Tarantino obviously wrote and directed this, and yeah, do we need any more of the cast or anything? You know who's in this. Basically, here's the IMDb summary, though. Should I bring it up here? Here we go.
Yeah.
The bride continues her quest of vengeance against her former boss and lover, Bill, the reclusive bouncer, Bud, and the treacherous one-eyed Elle. Yeah,
decent summary.
It is, but it isn't, right?
Yeah, you're right.
More to it.
There's much more to that, but
yeah,
good for one sentence at least.
Yeah, I guess. So yeah, Uma Thurman's back as the bride. If you followed us up to this point, you know what she's about. But basically, Bill, who was her former boss and lover, was horrible to her, did a very, very bad thing. That's all in the events of the first movie. She seeks revenge on him and can't contain it all in one film. So you went halfway through it, and now this is completing the second half of it. Kind of tough to talk about in non-spoiler territory, besides the fact that she attempts to do those things. And it's bloody and fun and cool. I mean, there is non-linear, so we've got some flashbacks in this one. It's a little bit more linear than I think the part one is. But what were your guys' first thoughts? Adam? Are you the only one seeing this for the first time, or Blake? You've seen this before too, right?
Yeah, I've seen it before.
Yeah. This is my first time.
Okay, so more or better or worse than the first one in your opinion?
That's so tough, man. I was thinking about this right after the movie finished, and my immediate reaction is...
I mean, we'll find out once it goes on the Entropy list, but...
Yeah, my immediate reaction is to say, yes, this is better than the first one, but then I think back to the first one and just how much I loved the style of it and everything, and then I'm just like, man, I don't know. It's they're so close. They're two very different movies in in the style that they're going for. The first one we talked about, we talked so much about last week how it reminded us a lot about anime and stuff like that. This one was very more along the lines of Nathaniel's train of thought, which was the Western style and almost the samurai style kind of thing. So very two different stylized movies. It's hard to say which one I liked more. It really is. They're so close.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'll kind of follow up on that, and I went on record last week saying that I like the first one more. But Kill Bill 2, man, Volume 2, it's this movie gets better. I like it more every time I watch it.
Yeah, I think I'm with you there.
I think it's because I watched the first one way more than I do the second one, and then anytime I go to the second one, just kind of for like hey, I've watched the first, I might as well try to watch the second one. I just thoroughly enjoy it. There's a handful of really good scenes in here. The final fight scene with Elle I just kind of raved about the go-go fight scene last week. After watching the second one, I mean, it's damn near up there as well.
Yeah, it's
you know. So yeah, dude, I like this movie a lot. So yeah, I'd recommend it.
This one's weirdly a smaller film. In that, like, it's so much more. There's two or three characters, and I always remember the first one in that, like, she goes to like 4 or 5 different places, and then it ends with the Crazy 88 fight, which is just this massive, climactic battle.
Mm-hmm.
And this one is just so much more kind of like station to station in that way,
which I really like.
Yeah, it's different. It's definitely very different. I'm in Blake's boat as well. I think of the two, the first one's probably the better film. You can watch the first one just as a film on its own, and it's excellent. The second one is definitely you have to watch the first one first to kind of go along with it. But I mean, again, Tarantino always says they're part of the same story, which they totally work that way too. But you also want to know which one you like better.
100%.
But Tyler, what are your kind of thoughts?
Yeah, I'm kind of along the lines with I really like the way that the first one plays out, more of like kind of like a live action anime, and I didn't really pick up on that until last week when we watched it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think Adam really kind of hit the nail on the head that this is definitely more towards the Western side of things, which is still just a really iconic piece of like film.
of course.
that Tarantino does really well. Yeah, I can't tell which one I like better, because again, this also has like the kung fu stuff, which I'm a big fan of. When you look at like old Bruce Lee movies or like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, shit like that, there's a piece of those that is just really iconic in the film world. And you know, like when she's having her first interaction with her master, and and he like busts out his eagle style, and then he like jumps on top of the sword, and he's light enough to be on there, and she like shits her pants. And the fact that like he's like, I'll cut your fucking arm off. Sorry, I'm going into spoilers a little bit here, but yeah, that's probably my favorite scene. So yeah, it's really hard to kind of pick which one is my favorite, but I think after watching this and the first one last week, I probably will lean a little bit more towards 2.
Yeah. Well, we'll see where it ranks in Entropy list come time. I had to know. We had to know, didn't we?
This is gonna be brutal. The Entropy list.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm guessing we're all recommending on this guy.
Oh yeah,
well,
100%.
For sure.
I think,
but don't watch this by itself.
Yeah, I'd recommend any Tarantino film to you.
I think I think this one's a little less bloody than the first one.
100%.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure. It was to the point. It's so much less bloody than the first one that actually, you know what? I'll have to save that for spoilers. Never mind.
Yeah.
Well, let's go on and get into spoiler talk. So
Sure.
Basically,
Well, hold on. Let's at least give him a heads up. If you don't want the movie spoiled for you, go check the episode description where I will let you know where you can come back in. You'll be taking the entry list, all that jazz. Daniel got some of it, but
check the timestamp.
Yeah.
Just wanted to verify.
All right, I've done the spoiler. The spoiler curtain is now being pulled aside. All right, Ray. There we go.
I like that.
I like that segue.
She kills Bill.
She sure as
Who would
shit
have
does.
with the 5 joint
5 point
or 5 stat
yeah
heart explosion, whatever the hell it was called.
5-point palm exploding heart technique.
Yeah, something like that.
Idiot.
Yeah, crazy, right? It's great. I love the kind of battle, the steps she goes on this one with. We're going after Bud. The whole Bud story is excellent. I love it.
Yeah.
The L is so anticlimactic in its climacticness. It's great. There's so many great inversions along the way, and then to the whole climax of the movie is just them talking, and then it's just this great little 30-second fight scene, and it's great. It's so it eschews so many expectations for what it's going to be, and then just relies on the charm of David Carradine for a lot of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, what else did everyone
What
think?
I'll comment on that point that you made there. I think it was really interesting how there was no like climactic fight. I think I would. It's something I noticed immediately. I was like, that's just how they're gonna end the movie, and I was like, you know what? I'm totally fine with this. They've had enough action over the course of 2 movies. They've had plenty of action, and honestly, I really like how they closed out that story, and I think it's a good choice that they didn't have some giant fight. I don't think it was, it wasn't entirely necessary. So.
Yeah, I thought it was great, man. It's like we said, Tarantino the dramatist or dramatist, however you want to say that, is next level. He's really, really good at getting you to understand his character's motivations, to set up those motivations. His plotting is so intricate, and his craft is so high. It's always a joy to watch him go. Basically, he's like a wind-up play. You just watch him go. But yeah, I think it's so funny because I remember these movies as being sword fighting movies, that whenever like a gun goes off, I always like jump almost. But yeah, talking to Tyler talking. Okay, so the eye was famous in my elementary school. This was like the quintessential thing that your older brother had seen and told all your friends about. Was there like, she rips out some lady's eye and then she steps on it.
That was crazy. I love how they finished that sequence off.
It's great, and she just leaves her there, which means potentially she could come back for the third one.
And just like
Sure.
straight Daredevil it.
Yeah.
You don't think
Yeah.
you don't think Tarantino would do that? I think 100%
Yeah.
in this. I think in this universe it makes sense. Like I think she could come.
Sure.
She could be the blind master for Vivica A. Fox's daughter,
That's true.
and then like raise her to be evil to kill Beatrix and BB.
That's true.
Yeah. You
Is
could
that
be on
my wild theory for
Yeah.
for
for
for volume
But
3?
I actually I liked that end fight, man. I mean, and I actually think her kind of plucking her eye and leaving her there, like that's almost worse than just killing her.
Oh, it's great.
You know?
I love how
Yeah,
sudden it is too. It's just like lights her off.
Yeah.
Like-
And she's
Oh, yeah.
freaking out.
yeah, you would be.
Oh,
It's-
yeah.
it's
Oh,
great.
yeah.
Yeah, and I actually read but like that her reaction, I mean, she like improv'd all of that. I think Tarantino, what he originally had written was just for her to kind of have a reaction and a few like cuss words behind that.
Yeah.
Sure.
But then he just added like the
Just let her go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she
Without
played
it
it
works
so
really
well.
well.
The pain
hell
and the
yeah.
agony and like
Yeah.
you could just
Yeah.
tell.
Yeah.
She's like, she knows she's fucked.
But I love
Yeah,
that it follows up the line from Paime earlier where he's like, it's my arm now. I can do what I want
Yeah.
with it. So like
Yeah.
it's her eye now. She can do what she wants
Yeah.
with it. And it's like that
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
extra little like fuck you in there
Yeah.
too.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
I love the whole.
yeah,
Go
the 1-inch punch.
Yeah,
Always
I was about to say. I just love everything about Pai Mei.
Yeah.
I love where they cut him into the story. How it's like, oh, she's in this box. How is she gonna get out? Okay, let's see her training. Like, I think that's cool. I love the character of Pai Mei.
Yeah.
The whole training sequence is great. And I don't know. I really love that part. That was great.
Yeah. And it makes her upset when
Yeah, the beard
believe-
flip.
Yeah, and it makes it upset, I believe, when Elle kills Paime.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
why
think
she
they
rips her
fight,
eye
like,
out.
Yeah.
or something of that
Yeah.
nature. But yeah, man, I mean, fuck, how did you guys feel about the fucking buried alive scene? We were just talking about that last
Man.
week of like worst ways to
Oh
go.
no, it was so harrowing.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's one of the better
I think
scenes in
it's
the
so
movie.
good.
Yeah, Tarantino is underrated in his tension.
Yeah.
People,
And again,
people
it's one of
forget.
those
Oh, yeah.
scenes where it's like mid movie and it flashbacks to black and white, and I just
Mhm.
sit there and I'm just like, God, this is just like so simplified when it goes into black
Mhm.
and white. And I fucking love it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it's great. It's great. It's a great scene. It's another one of those ones where like it's totally wild. It'll never work, but you would 100% try it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
right.
That's what I think every time I see that movie.
Yeah. I like
Um,
the music in that scene too.
Yeah, the music's great. The
Mhm.
music in all of his movies is
Spot on.
one of the highlights. Yeah,
Yeah.
for
Mhm.
sure. I love the Bud character scene, just like that whole bit in the strip
I like
club
Bud's
too.
character. Yeah.
I think it's great, and him
Yeah.
as Bill's brother, and just
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did you feel the character of Bill was overall, Adam? Since this was your first time,
I thought he was great. What's the actor's name again?
David Carradine.
Yeah, he's fantastic. I think they set him up as such like a charismatic villain, but then you also totally understand that he's slightly just crazy.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, the whole scene in the beginning, because they set up that whole scene in the beginning of the black and white scene at the wedding chapel, and you know from the beginning that once you know that that's Bill, because that's the first time we're seeing his face, I believe. I don't think they showed it all in the first one. You know how that scene's gonna end, but like you still are kind of charmed by him, and you still think, what's going on here? And then you know it obviously ends how you think it's gonna end, but he does such a good job of getting you to.
Yeah,
he's
it's
just so
Hannibal Lecter.
charismatic.
Oh,
It's
Yeah, exactly. And then again at the end, when they meet up back at, I guess it's his house.
It's his
or wherever
house,
they
yeah.
were at, yeah.
the hacienda.
Yeah. The same thing happens where it's like, you know, he's still probably gonna try to kill her, but at the same time, you still have a little bit of hope that they're gonna work something out, or at least have at least talk this out or something. And
Right.
I don't know. He's a fantastic villain, and I just really well played, really well acted.
Yeah, I thought he's awesome.
He was really great.
He's great.
I just
Yeah,
want to
he's
like
so good.
sit
R.I.P.
at that fire that they were at and just let him tell me a story with his
Oh,
little flute.
with the
Yeah.
flute.
Yeah.
I'll listen to anything he says right now.
He's just swinging it.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
Yeah. Let me let me ask you guys this then, and I guess we can kind of go around to who do you guys think gave if whether you want to call her Beatrix, the bride, whatever you want to do. Who do you guys think gave her the best fight then? Now that we've seen all of these between Elle, Ren, Go-Go. I guess I don't know if
I would say it seems like Bud injured her the most with the
rock salt.
Shot.
Dude, that would
with the rock salt.
That would fucking suck.
Man, that looked brutal. So I think he injured her the most, but as far as like the best fight, that's tough. I don't know. The Go-Go fight was great, but probably the Elle fight. I really like that one.
I think the Oren Ishii fight is my number one.
That's a good one too. Yeah.
You can tell she has a lot of respect for.
But then again,
she fights her.
Yeah, but then again, you got to remember the Vivica A. Fox.
Yeah,
fight.
I was gonna say the Vivica fight is they probably.
So it's like we're just listing all the fights at this point.
Yeah.
Man, that's hard to pick a favorite.
Tyler, you look like you got a lot on your mind.
No, I think the Elle fight, but I really like the Oren Ishii fight. Like it's just
yeah, that one's good too.
It's so iconic, and you could tell that she's like very traditional, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the Oren fight is probably my favorite.
I really like that. It's probably my one.
Because that's a little bit more like leaning towards like what I care for. But yeah, I don't know. Those are probably two really good fights. I don't know.
Well,
yeah, you might be swaying me.
Just have to rewatch it and decide which one you like.
Maybe.
Yeah, off the top of my head, I mean,
is Oren's sword
No, it's not. It's not a Hattori Hanzo.
Okay, it's not a Hanzo. Well, then maybe it's the Elle fight because they both have Hanzos.
Yeah,
I do love that Bud keeps this in his golf bag.
Golf bag, yeah. That's hilarious.
And then she finds it and she reads. I forgot what it says too.
The only man I've ever loved.
Yeah.
She
says like Bill, and I just love like her inflection on when she says Bill. I'm with you guys. Man. I'm not sure.
Another thing I was noticing after kind of you brought it up last week, Blake, was the sound effects that they have.
Oh,
the sound design of the movie is very, very kind of hyper real.
I also try to pay a little bit more attention to that as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned last week how the first one seemed like it was not as well. This sounds bad to say, but not as well written as a Tarantino film is, in the sense that it's not Tarantino's typical writing style. Again, not that it was bad writing or anything like that, but it was just like it wasn't the same. This was much more Tarantino's writing style with longer monologues and drawn out scenes and stuff like that.
Sure.
So much more of a return to form in that regard.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I would agree with you there. I think it's I don't know. Yeah, it's always been a weird one for me. It's never been my favorite Tarantino movie. I like Blake says, I like it a lot more now. So it's kind of moving up in my estimation, but it's always been kind of a little bit more of a difficult one for me. Just because I feel like maybe it is so much more kind of straightforward and plot. Like you just know where it's ending.
Yeah, you don't find yourself in like the twists and turns that you do in the first one. Like, how did she end up like in this coma? And then there's the rape scene, and then she gets the truck, and then that's kind of how she ends up back there. And yeah,
it's a much smaller scale, like we mentioned before. It just doesn't go as many places, but that that's a plays to its benefit in a certain way.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, she goes all the way to fucking Tokyo in the first one.
She goes to Okinawa.
Yeah.
Wild.
I kind of think that's interesting how the two movies that are considered one storyline are so different in story.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it doesn't follow the typical bell curve.
No.
Yeah, and they don't mirror each other really in many ways. Like they're two very different stories.
Yeah.
It's one story, but they're told in so very very different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, tonally different.
Yeah.
To each other. But should we see where it ranks on the Entropy list?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was thinking that might be that time. Anybody else got some closing thoughts?
Right now,
bro.
Right here, right now.
No, man, I'm with you guys. Just out of curiosity, you guys know which one is heralded as the better film? Just like from
IMDb has an 8.0 for Kill Bill Volume 2.
I think it's generally considered Volume 1, but I'm not 100%.
I'd have to.
That's what I thought off the top of my head, but
Kill Bill Volume 1 has an 8.1, and Kill Bill Volume 2 has an 8.0. That's how close they are.
Well, there you go. Obviously, Kill Bill Volume 1 with a thundering win there.
Yeah, I guess so. All right, let's welcome back the listeners who
Welcome
decided
back.
to skip over
Come on
spoilers.
back
Welcome
now.
back. I hope you're doing well. We're about to rank Kill Bill Volume 2 upon our entropy list.
Up
the entropy
upon?
list for those of you up
Up
upon
upon.
3 weeks in a row. You gotta love it. On the entropy list for those of you who do not know is Back Row Banter's official list of every movie we have reviewed, regardless of genre or anything else of that sort, all on one fantastic list. If you'd like to reference the entropy list for yourself, you can do so by checking the description where I have it linked to my Letterboxd.
Check it out.
Blake, I'm going back to you, man.
You want me to go
this
first
is still
again?
this is still
Ooh.
part of your little birthday bonanza little pick.
That's
So
tough.
we're gonna toss it back to you again.
I wasn't expecting that. I just pulled it up.
Kill Bill Volume 1's at 13.
Yeah.
Kill Bill Volume 1's at 13 currently, above Frozen 2 and below Requiem for a Dream.
I thought we had it above Frozen 2.
Mm-mm. We tie breaked it, remember?
Oh yeah, that's right. Fuck you.
And you
guys.
lost.
So if I'm looking here, I think I'll just say it. I'll squeeze it behind Soul. So I'll put it at 16.
Ooh, okay. So below Soul and above Halloween 2018.
Yeah, without a doubt above Halloween 2018.
Yeah, not even close.
I actually had it in the exact same spot.
Okay.
Huh. Okay.
Interesting.
Ty?
Yeah, I was going to
I'm gonna
say.
defer to you.
I was thinking right below Volume 1 at 14.
Mm-hmm. I was leaning towards that as well.
Is it just because you want the two title screens together?
No, not even. No,
it will look
definitely not.
very
No.
cool. I mean, let's be honest. It'll look very cool.
Sure. Yes, but no. That I just when I think about Frozen 2, I enjoy this movie way more than Frozen 2, and that might just be a personal thing. But I just think this movie's really good.
Man. Yeah, I'm cool with it being behind Soul. That's fine. I don't really know. Part of me wants to put this above Kill Bill, but
You want to put Kill Bill above Kill Bill?
yeah, I won't put Volume 2 above Volume 1, but
Where would you put it? Would you just go
probably
right
just
above
one
Volume
above
1
it.
for that
Yeah,
13?
I don't know. Maybe it does beat.
Like they're so
Requiem.
close for
Does it
me
beat
that
Requiem?
This might even be Y2 Mambi También.
Ooh.
I could be convinced.
You're pushing
Just going
top
way up the
10.
board.
11, yeah, not cracking the top 10.
I could be convinced for
Yeah.
that, to be honest. Like I really don't have one. I can't put one film in front of the other as far as Kill Bill 1 or 2. That's kind of when
like
I
said,
want to put them
this
so
one goes
close.
me every time. Yeah.
Well, because if I want to go that high, which I kind of do, that would put it right by Kill Bill.
Yeah,
If we're
that put it
tie
basically
breaking.
where I had it.
Yeah, with the tiebreaker, I think that's fine. I don't care. You can put it there. That's fine with me if you want.
Yeah,
to have it there.
I think this deserves to go a little bit higher.
I think so too.
I
Yeah.
praise
I
this
can
for
see that.
liking this a little bit more than Volume 1. Yeah, I think it's got a little bit better of a. I'd rather sit down and watch this than either of those two movies. Those two movies are just a fucking struggle.
For which ones?
Y2 Mamba Tambien and Requiem.
And Requiem. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So,
So-
you
Yeah.
but when it averages out for the rest of us,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
gonna-
But
so
I'm
are
just
we-
saying,
are we put-
arguing. I'm just saying, I'm arguing for
Yeah.
probably 11.
Okay.
But yeah,
That
if we're
would-
doing, if we're doing the
to set
tiebreaker.
everybody straight, then we'd probably just throw it at 14, right behind Kill Bill.
Right.
Is that kind of what everybody's thinking?
That's fine, because
Yeah.
by the time we
I
do the
guess-
tiebreaker
okay.
between Kill Bill 1 and Kill Bill 2, it's Kill Bill 1 by 0.1.
Yeah.
Well, we
So-
don't have to tie break it. Do you guys want to decide definitively as a group
I
which
think-
one we think is better and just put one above the other?
I think just put it at 14.
Yeah, I think it's fine at 14.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think I
Okay.
can put it above the first one.
Yeah,
Side note,
that's totally fair. It's
looking at-
it's so close.
It's so
Yeah.
funny how I talked about them being next to each other. Now they're next to each other.
Yeah, right.
Let them be next to each other.
They deserve it.
Side note, looking at this entry list and seeing all the movie posters, that Kill Bill movie poster is fucking dope, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really is.
That's like, that might be my favorite movie poster just looking up here off the top.
It reminds
Talking about
me.
volume 1 or 2.
The volume 1.
Yeah, volume
The
one.
Shining movie
Yeah.
poster on there is dope too. I think those are probably my first two.
When I was
They're
making
both
the
yellow.
graphic, the social graphic for the last
Kill
week's
Bill.
episode, I was like, "Oh, this looks cool." This
Yeah,
looks
Kill
so
Bill.
good.
Yeah,
The
that
yellow
movie
is
poster's
great.
dope.
It's so simple. I love it.
Yeah, the yellow is really cool. It reminds me of an anime that I watched
Mhm.
probably like 4 or 5 years ago. It's more of like a drama anime too, which I don't know if you guys have really got into.
What's it called?
Dura Durara.
Oh, yeah, that was the one you were telling me about.
Yeah. And
How
the
do you
main
spell that?
character, Durarara, question or exclamation mark.
Well, there you have it, folks. Kill Bill Volume 2 slotted in.
It's on the
here
list.
at number 14 on the Entropy list. Slotted in right below its predecessor, Kill Bill Volume 1, and right above Frozen 2.
Frozen Dos.
Can you find the red movie poster?
Yeah, I know, right?
What are you doing to me?
For what?
For Kill Bill Volume 2.
Yeah, unfortunately, Letterboxd doesn't let
you. Yet on my phone.
Letterboxd doesn't let you change, but yeah.
Who the
Oh, you're sick,
did
bro.
that?
Yeah,
It's unfortunate, isn't it?
That's
That's
bullshit.
nuts.
Put it down at 15, or I mean
Yeah,
17.
I was gonna
Put
say
it
at
down at
this point,
17.
we can just move it.
I'm pissed. Bury it.
Yeah.
For those of you who have no idea what we're talking about, the original on Letterboxd, when you rank everything on a list and you're looking at it on a phone, you just see the movie posters. And the original Kill Bill has this excellent, like, iconic-looking movie poster with Uma Thurman as the bride in the yellow jumpsuit. It's a yellow background. There's one black bar going behind her, and it just says Kill Bill in awesome letters. So in every other poster that you see, it's basically an inversion of that where it's red. But
And the
for
stripe is
some-
yellow.
And the stripe is yellow. And the stripe is vertical rather than going horizontal. But for some
Right.
reason, on the Letterboxd movie, they have gone for Volume 2 for this, like, insanely cheesy 2009 style poster of Uma Thurman as the bride in a bride's dress with a
With
katana.
the sword.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like a hyper real black background. It loses everything.
I'm
Yeah.
so fucking mad.
Look it up if you're curious. It's very funny. Check out the Entropy list. And
Yeah, I was
Adam's
about to
gonna
say,
tell you
go to the
other
Entropy list. That's all you
areas.
gotta do.
Yeah, Adam's going to tell you other areas where you can check us out.
Oh, are we going that? We're just jumping to there?
Yeah, fuck it. I don't know. What else do we got to do?
I mean, do we have a 5? Or we got our next week. What we're watching next week? We're watching Paid in Full.
All right, we're watching Paid in Full.
Yeah,
Painful.
Black History Month is coming up, so we're doing Paid in Full here.
All right.
A BlakeHolder choice. He's now 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
Interesting. But yeah, man. that should be
I
good.
looked up where you can stream it, and it turns out there's not really an easy place to do so. So you might just have to go ahead and rent that if you haven't seen it before, or you're looking to watch it for next week. It's only
Yeah.
$3 on Amazon. So
For all of you guys, I think I actually own this one on Voodoo, so I can just pass my Voodoo
Mm.
login in the group chat. and you guys can
listeners,
see it
Blake is
as well.
offering his Voodoo login for all.
And that goes for everybody.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
Tyler.
so Paid in Full. I'm excited. I have no expectations going into this because I don't really know what it's about. So I'm excited.
Yeah, that'll be
I
fun.
love watching movies like that. Just kind of going into it.
Going
Yeah, for sure, man.
blind. It's the pure.
All
blind
right.
luck.
5-star review. Nathaniel, did you check?
No, we're good.
Sad. What do listeners get if they leave a 5-star review
You know, if you gave us a 5-star review, you could say whatever you wanted
on Apple Podcasts?
on Apple Podcasts, as long
Whatever you want.
as long as it's not crazy. You know, don't be threatening nobody or nothing dumb.
Just
But,
don't start stupid shit.
Yeah, don't.
Otherwise,
start,
you can say whatever you want.
don't start nothing. Won't be nothing.
Don't
but
start
yeah,
now, won't be nothing.
but yeah, you can say whatever you want. It could be fun, could be funny, could be mean, but we'll say it, and I'll read it out on the podcast. I'll tell you all about it. It'll be logged on forever.
You really will have seemed to do it. It was international waters, but he did it.
I'll do it again. But yeah, that's it. That's what you can do. So leave us a 5-star review and tell a friend about us. Tell an enemy.
Yeah, I mean, you could also share the podcast.
You could
Tell
share
Bill.
the podcast. If you are part of an international assassination group, next time before you assassinate somebody, just say, hey, think about this podcast. Maybe make some decisions. Who knows what'll happen?
Quick question. The Bride versus John Wick. Who are you taking?
John.
You don't get to think about it. Answer.
John.
Adam.
My immediate reaction is John Wick.
Nathaniel.
I want Bride.
Tyler.
John.
Is it sword? Like, what does John Wick have? If he's got a gun.
You have to remember John Wick's very proficient with the blade as well.
I'm
That's
not
true.
saying that,
Yeah.
but I'm saying that if he gets in range, his heart's exploding.
I mean, yeah, I don't know, man.
That's a
She
fair
got
point.
a one
She's
shot.
or she's just snatching his eye.
He's trained in
Yeah.
Kung Fu too, bro.
That's true. That's true. Is he build level though?
I don't know. He's got to be some pretty high level jutsu that we don't know about.
I'm just saying. Blake asked for my immediate reaction.
That's fine.
My immediate reaction was Bride.
That's fine.
That's
I
all
think
I'm
I'm
saying.
Bride
wrong,
as well,
but
man.
it's
She's,
Thank you.
Yeah, Bride's.
Yeah.
It's man, that's tough. If she's got her Hanzo sword, man. I
The,
mean,
Probably,
the
yeah,
great
yeah.
thing about John Wick is John Wick gets the shit kicked out of him and he keeps going. But like the Bride kills you.
So I was gonna say this after pod just to create some content. But do you think we get John Wick if we don't have Kill Bill first?
oh, nah.
I mean, if you want to go that,
Hindsight's
if you want to do
20/20, man,
that,
I'd say
I
no.
would say the Born trilogy, if anything.
It
Is
has
more
nothing to do with
influential
like
on John Wick.
League of Assassins.
Or you talking about it? You talking about the? That's what you're talking about.
I don't
Right,
know.
I think that's kind of what I was looking at too.
The
Tyler.
universe.
I thought you meant.
Yeah,
I
no,
thought you
I'm
meant
looking,
the action.
No, I'm more or less looking at like the universe.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like that's been done so much even before Kill
Yeah,
Bill.
I think John Wick probably still would have come along.
Yeah. Who knows though?
Who does know?
If you know, or if you think, maybe put it in your 5-star review,
Yeah.
or share it, or
son of
tweet
a
it at
bitch.
us. Do something.
We need to get out of here, man. We're just repeating
Yeah, we're
ourselves.
tired.
Follow us on Twitter at Banter Row, on Instagram Back Row Banter Pod, on YouTube at Back Row Banter, and then if you want to contact us for any questions, comments, concerns, grievances, or anything of the sort, you can do so at backrowbanterpod@gmail.com. But BlakeHolder, where can the people find you at, my man?
Yeah, Letterboxd will be on there. It's BlakeHolder. The gentleman's here call me Mr. Water Cooler as well. That's my Instagram. So if you feel free to see who I am as a person, feel free to follow me on Instagram.
IRL.
Yeah. So that's about it. We'll pass it off to we'll go Tyler today.
Hey, what's going on? It's Tyler today. You can find me on Twitch every now and then. El Trabajo 87, twitch.tv, Instagram, Letterboxd, and Twitter are all the same. Tyler Vidales, Vidales. Nathaniel, where can the people find you?
Letterboxd, Twitter at @NSGingrich, Instagram at NathanielG92. Check out Sandpiper tapes on both those other things as well.
Do it.
Adam, Ishi boy, where can they find you?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter at H24, on Letterboxd just at H, and on Twitch, twitch.tv/H. It's really all the places you can find me. Thank you guys for joining us for Kill Bill Volume 2. Episode 36 is in the books, boys.
You're
36 down.
36 down. Who knows how many to go?
36 more to go.
At least.
At
Bare
least.
minimum.
At least.
Yeah.
All right. Join us next week for Paid in Full. We'll be RB.
Hey, you guys be excellent to each other, and we'll be RB.
Thanks for stopping by. Share the podcast. We appreciate every little person that you tell.
I love thanks for stopping by. It makes me think that they're just like knock on our door and are like, hey guys.
You stay classy, San Diego. Yeah, just tell somebody you're loving. You love them. Keep your loved one close, and yeah, BRB.
Yeah, everybody stay positive, keep pushing. There's always better days ahead. It's kind of the message I sent last week. And as Tyler said, tell people you love them. Yeah, life is very short. I think tomorrow is actually the 1-year anniversary of Kobe Bryant passing.
Sheesh.
That's January 26th. So yeah, you just never know. Life's short. Tell people you love them. Spread positivity. We'll be RB.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the follow-up episode of Back Row Banter. I'm your host, Adam Schwartz.
Back Row Banter after dark.
Bow!
America. Ready for another lesson.
Do it!
Do as such.
Do it!
Just do it.
Just do it!
Man, Shia LaBeouf has had some great memes. He had that one, and then he had the cannibal one for a while.
Oh, actual cannibal Shia
Oh,
LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf. You're walking through the woods. There's no one
Your
around,
leg's
and
caught in
your
a bear
phone is dead. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot him. Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf. That is a great
Man.
video. If you've not seen
Yeah,
that,
honestly, it is.
have you
It
seen that
is.
video,
It still
Tyler?
holds up.
Oh man.
No.
No.
Oh man. All right.
Oh,
Tyler, I'm
man.
gonna bring it up on the laptop. We're gonna watch it on pod here right now.
Have you seen
Okay.
it, Blake?
No, I have not, bro.
Break. You'll get the audio.
Blake, you should look it up on your own and watch it so you have the visual too, because it's
What's
great.
What's the video called?
Just look up actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
Actual
Honestly,
cannibal.
actual cannibals should autocomplete it.
Is that
It's on
YouTube? Is that YouTube?
Just go to YouTube.
I guess I could look
Alright.
it up on my phone.
Yeah. Well. Oh man.
Yeah. As soon as you type in actual
Actual
it
cannibal.
populates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want the one?
The first one.
No, you don't want that one's animated. The original one is
Just look up Shia LaBeouf live, I guess.
yeah. It's lyric. Or is it lyric video? I think this is what's the original one? July 4th. Oh, I guess the original one is this.
Is it where he's like wearing a big like fake head?
Yeah. It's
The top one?
Yeah.
yes.
I got it from Rob Cantor.
Yeah,
Is that
that's
the page? you
that's
guys
the
are looking
one. That's the one.
at?
Am I playing
Yeah.
this through here right now, or am I? I'm a mute, or no? I can play.
I don't
it
have
in
any
normal.
audio from you, like video wise.
Oh yeah, because I muted. I think no. Oh yeah, I haven't had my video going at all
Okay.
because I can see you on.
Should I start this?
Tyler's. No.
You want
I'll-
to start?
no,
Try
I'll-
to start
I'll
at
do-
the same time.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Okay. Well, I don't want to. That's fine. I'll just.
Just come sit by me.
I don't want to get up. I'm comfortable.
Okay, then I'll mute you.
That's fine. I don't think you'll be able to hear it anyways, just because these mics are definitely pointed at us.
You muted.
All right, I'm pressing play in 3.
I'm pressing play. I got it.
You got it. Okay, you got it.
You're walking in the woods. There's no one around and your phone is dead. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot him. He's following you, about 30 feet back. He gets down on all fours and breaks into a sprint. He's gaining on you.
Shia LaBeouf.
You're looking for your car, but you're all turned around. He's almost upon you now, and you can see there's blood on his face. My God, there's blood everywhere!
Running for your life from Shia LaBeouf. He's brandishing a knife. It's Shia LaBeouf. Lurking in the shadows. Hollywood superstar Shia LaBeouf. Living in the woods. Shia LaBeouf. Killing for sport. Shia LaBeouf. Eating all the bodies. Actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
Now it's dark, and you seem to have lost him. But you're hopelessly lost yourself. Stranded with a murderer. You creep silently through the underbrush. Aha! In the distance, a small cottage with a light on. Hope. You move stealthily toward it, but your leg! Ah! It's caught in a bear trap!
Living to the cottage.
Quiet.
Now you're on the doorstep. Sitting inside. Shia LaBeouf. Sharpening an axe. Shia LaBeouf. But he doesn't hear you enter. Shia LaBeouf. You're sneaking up behind him. Strangling superstar Shia LaBeouf. Fighting for your life with Shia LaBeouf. Wrestling a knife for Shia LaBeouf. Stab it in his kidney.
into the dark woods, blood oozing from your stump leg.
leg.
You've beaten Shia LaBeouf.
Wait, he isn't dead. Shy surprise. There's a gun to your head and death in his eyes. But you can do jujitsu. Body slam superstar Shia LaBeouf. Legendary fight with Shia LaBeouf. Promo Tuesday night for Shia LaBeouf. You try to swing an axe at Shia LaBeouf, but blood is draining fast from your stump leg. He's dodging every swipe. He parries to the left. You counter to the right. You catch him in the neck. You're chopping off his head now. You have just decapitated Shia LaBeouf.
His head topples to the floor, expressionless. You fall to your knees and catch your breath. You're finally safe from Shia LaBeouf.
I fucking love that video so
It's
much.
So great.
And then it's Shia LaBeouf clapping the audience. It's so good.
I've used that GIF so many times.
Oh, so that's where that comes from.
You've seen that GIF?
Yes,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
never
that's where it
knew
comes
where
from.
it came from.
Yeah.
Came from, I just said, wow.
Wait, isn't that Shia surprise?
There's a gun to his head and blood in his eyes.
Incredible.
Oh man, that's
Yeah,
so
that's-
good.
yeah.
I've watched that video so many times.
Dude,
'Cause
I've
that came
seen
out when
that.
I was in middle school.
Yeah, I've never even seen this video, and I've seen that GIF so many times, and I realized
pretty
this shit
popular
says
GIF.
6 years ago, and that's why I'm like, that's why I know what this is.
Yeah,
from.
when that said
Yeah.
6 years ago, I was like, "What? Huh? How have I
Yeah.
not
Oh
seen
yeah,
this?"
it's an older video. For
Normal Tuesday night for Shia LaBeouf.
sure. Yeah. God, it's so good. It's catchy too, man.
Yeah,
But you know jujitsu. Hollywood superstar Shia LaBeouf.